Hello, students. Today, our topic of discussion is going to be effective listening, which is the syllabus of BCom second semester of Punjab University, Chandigarh. So, to begin with, listening is an essential part of oral communication. Speech loses its meaning when there is no listening. Also, in order to make communication process complete, listening needs to be effective. The effectiveness of communication is determined by the extent to which listening and comprehension takes place in the course of an interaction. Most of the times, we miss much that is said and also forget much that we hear. Also, we retain only about a fourth of what we hear after 2 days. This makes listening a weakest link in oral communication. We must improve our listening and also try to make it effective. So, students, now coming on to the steps to improve our listening skills or ability. The first step is stop talking while listening. The second is make the speaker feel at ease so that he will do a better job. The third is make and show the speaker feel that you really want to listen. This will clearly result in a much better information exchange. The next is one must not fiddle with the things he or she has in his or her hands. We must stop reading and looking at our watch. The next point is when we put ourselves in the talker's position, then we can better assimilate the ideas. The next point is we must be patient and try to let the speaker reach the point. When we interrupt, the communication fails. The next point is be cool, calm, and relaxed. And never lose temper as it only blocks the mind. The next point is first understand and then argue. If we argue without understanding, it only hampers the communication. The next point is ask questions because they are an essential part of effective listening. So, students, now I am moving forward to the types or the purposes of listening. So, the first type of listening is discriminative. It means learn about the user. The second is comprehensive. It means try to understand the user's message. The third is critical. It means analyze and evaluate the user's message. The fourth is therapeutic. It means identify opportunities for a positive support. The next is appreciative. It means find enjoyment. The sixth is relational. It means develop a rapport. So now students, I'm going to discuss with you the barriers to effective listening. Listening is highly effective. It's an effective task. It needs a fine tuning between the speaker and the listener. It demands complete concentration, but when there is little or no concentration, then the message is not listened properly. So, the first point is distraction and being preoccupied. Students, by this I mean that the listener might feel distracted. He might be looking at his watch or he might be busy in doing some other work. The second is inconvenient environment. This means that a listener needs proper environment. He needs a proper environment to sit, well-lit rooms, etc. to sit and to listen properly. The third is flawed symbols. By this I mean the speaker needs to make use of proper symbols and gestures. Only then the listener will understand them properly. The fourth is a possessed and prejudiced mind. It means When the mind of the listener is possessed or prejudiced, he doesn't believe what the speaker conveys. The next is impatience of the listener. This means when the listener has no patience, then he doesn't listen properly. Students, the next point is too heavy message. It means the concentration of the listener breaks when the message is heavy. He doesn't listen at all. The next point is accented talk. Now, students, all of us have a different accent. At times, it's not easy to understand the accent of the speaker. Now, if the listener understands the accent, only then he will listen properly. The next point is a closed minded approach. Students, by this I mean that there are times when the listener has a closed minded approach as he simply shuts his mind while listening. The next point is ego. Students, we all know that ego is a big barrier. When the listener has an ego problem, then he doesn't listen properly. And students, the last point is physical problem. There are times when a listener might have the problem of listening. It will be a big barrier while listening. Thank you very much.